Hey y'all, Clutchluck here, and welcome to Forever Skies. Today, I'm going to be rebuilding my ship in the game. If you haven't seen my live streams of the game, please check them out. The link will be above and in the description. Today, show y'all while I rebuild this ship, and hopefully design it a lot better than what I did on the fly while playing the game. Alrighty y'all, let's get this thing going. Slap them cheeks to the chair, grab a drink, and let's go. Alright, first we need to get somewhere where we have a little more room to work with. And that pad over there is probably going to be one of the bigger ones. It'll be the lower one until I can get enough power to raise this thing higher. But it's a bigger pad, and I'm going to definitely need the room to work with. Oh, never mind. That pad seems to be occupied. I can still work with it though. It's still bigger than the area I was about to work on. Yeah, I'll work with this. Can I get to any of the higher pads? Let me see. I think I just couldn't get that at really high one, but I can get to these. And they are pretty clear. Yeah, we can do it. Nice clear pad to work with. That's perfect. Alright. Go. And land. Like a glove. Alright, let's get building. Well, destroying first. Alright, let's go. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do this because I don't have any leftover room anywhere to store anything as I destroy these things. And I got all these full too, jeez. Alright, let's go on the outside of that one. Right here, we'll put this on this wall next to the cockpit. And then we'll rebuild from there, and then I'll destroy as I can. That way, I'm hoping what I do will work. Wish me luck. Alright, y'all, we have the ship rebuilt. It's a little more convenient. It's not exactly what I was going for, but I think it'll work out well because I have the little landing area here where I can just bump up 2 spots that aren't that big and land on it and just get on and off like that. I got an even amount of fans now instead of like a third one just sticking out. I decided just to go with the 3 engines. That's enough, even though technically, you know, you don't want them blasting at your front window, but it works. It's the game logic. I don't care. Eventually, when I'm able to, I want to move that balloon center or farther over so I can put a second balloon, but for now, that'll work. I just wasn't able to move it like I wanted to. Inside, we got, of course, the cockpit and everything. A little better storage setup. And we have the room for the bed. This is so I could get up here and eventually move this over when I'm able to. Cooking, water collection. So I think we're good on a lot of that. And of course we have our, you know, harvesting and stuff like that. Honestly, it being the side with the ramp, I might end up moving this around where this side is over here and this side is over there, just because if I'm hanging off the edge I can still harvest stuff while I'm parked, if that's in the way like it is right now. But anyways, I think that'll go good for now. I hope y'all enjoyed this. It was kind of something different, and if you want to catch some more of the live streams with this ship and what I do with it, please keep an eye out. And if you want to see the other live streams, links in the description. Alrighty, y'all. I hope you all have a great day, and I will catch you back next time. Luster Duck out.